The image most people have of Ethiopia is of a nation on its knees, backwards and unstable, a dying country. But Ethiopia is developing and moving forward. It has a rich culture steeped in history and tradition, founded on respect and faith. The people are strong, intelligent and resourceful. Ethiopia is a country that is actually very much alive. It is true that Ethiopia has suffered years of harsh famine and disease, and many areas have fallen into poverty. In these conditions, it is the women and children that suffer most. Women are viewed as second-class citizens and granted little or no civil rights. Often, they stand completely alone. Lucia believes the key to positive change in Africa is to help the women and children help themselves with long-term self-sustainable projects, in turn reducing their reliance on international aid and allowing Ethiopia to make its own lasting changes for the future. Lucia representatives regularly visit Ethiopia to witness firsthand how the projects they support are making a difference, and to ensure that their money reaches the people who need it the most.
In 2004, I came to Ethiopia to visit my son, who was working for the United Nations. And with my own eyes, I saw the poverty and deprivation to the women and children. What I saw empowered me to go back to England and start Lucia. With 5 friends, we started the charity in March 2005. Lucia's goal is to help support self-help and sustainable development groups in communities. The NGOs that we work with are non-governmental organisations. The NGOs obviously understand the situation here in Ethiopia. They can select the right people, they can choose the right children that they know are most at risk. The money Lucia raises goes to women who otherwise have no way of knowing how they can support their families. These women have been on their own, they've had no support, no one to talk to, no social help whatsoever.
The self-help groups that Lucia support bring together 15 or 20 women of a similar social background and empowers them through education and advice on how to set up and run a local business. This allows them to support each other and their families by generating their own income, reducing reliance on others and giving them independence. Most importantly, the women earn enough money to send their children to school, giving them a brighter future.
I've actually experienced meeting a new self-help group. I can't begin to tell you how much this money affects these women. It's overwhelming. They were proud, their children were getting 3 meals a day, they were going to school. Suddenly, just by being together, these women are empowered. You can see it. And so are their children. They're happier and the whole household is happier. Behind me is one of our self-help groups of 20 women that are brought together to work in a type of cooperative. With the money that Lucia gives, we are able to supply the women with a facilitator who helps them each week to bring them together and sort out their problems, encourages them. If you like, she's the teacher, she's the educator of these groups. She also began by selecting the women that she felt would benefit most from being in a self-help group. Most of the women are on their own. The men have left or they've died. Few that have got husbands, I'm afraid, are violent, and so they're able to come to these groups and talk for the first time and be empowered by the fact that they are a group.
እንግዲህ እኛ ለመቋቋም ያው ትንሽ አሁን እኛ ለሁሉም ለምን ለማለት እንትኑ አለን ሞራሉ አለን ግን ያው እኛ ትንሽ የቢዝነሱ ጉዳይ ነው እኛውን ትንሽ ያዝ የሚያረጋል እኛ አሁን ለምሳሌ እኔ ለምሳሌ አሁን ትምርት የለኝም ትምርት ብዙም ትምርት የለኝም ግን ያንን የሙያ ህጻናት ቢከፈት ለአንዳንድ ነገሮች በውስጡ ልጆቻችንን እናስተምራለን እኛን ይመስሉ እናስተምራለን እኛ ደግሞ የምንችለውን ስራ መስራት እንችላለን በደረጃችን ማለት ነው
That is great. Could you tell me how many children you've got?
ስንት ልጆች አሉሽ?
አይ እኔ ለጊዜው አንድ ናት ያለችኝ ሷም አሁን ያስተማርኩ ነው በጥሩ ተማራ
Very good.
Yes, she said thank you.
In Ethiopia, education for children is difficult to obtain, and many suffer a tragic start to life, being orphaned by AIDS. With no one to turn to, these children are subject to abuse and a life of hard labour, with little motivation or hope for a bright future. Lucia supports programmes that protect and educate vulnerable and orphan children between the ages of 3 and 18. Lucia's money pays for their tuition fees, school uniforms, textbooks and 3 meals a day, often paying for them to be fostered out to a supportive family, giving them the opportunities and head start in life that every child deserves.
What we have just done is visited a woman who's got 5 children and 3 are from a marriage and the man died. And the other 2 children are from another man who's now left. And the woman wants to educate her daughters. We actually fund one of the daughters to go to school with school uniform, books and 3 meals a day. But with no education, girls here are lost.
So we've just been in to meet them and basically we've had a chat with her and she's explained to us why she wants to send the girls to school. Like Sylvia said, it's more important for the girls to go to school and get an education because they face more challenges around here. So we've just given her a little token and some clothes and some books and crayons for the girls for school as well.
The thing is that this lady has invited us into her home. And she's been very hospitable and when she has so very little.
She just offered to make us lunch, didn't she?
Yeah, and give us a drink. And that is a lot of money to her. Yeah. And we're overwhelmed. The children here are all orphaned. Up until now these children have had a donor, but this will cease very shortly. And Lucia is involved in orphans and we would like to see whether we could support these as well. By coming to Ethiopia, we are able to watch these children grow and develop and become responsible, educated, nice people with a chance to having a life with a job in Ethiopia. An additional project that Lucia supports is Women with HIV/AIDS, full-blown AIDS. We support them by they make their own craft work and they send it to us and we sell it and we send the money back. The thing about Ethiopian women is that they are so proud. They don't want handouts. They really and truly want to work for themselves and that should be respected. With Lucia's support for these women, by selling their goods, they now have pride and independence.
በጣም ነው እኛ እንረዳዳለን መጀመሪያ እኛ እና በጣም እንዋደዳለን እንፋቀራለን እንረዳዳለን
Yes, we help each other and we are happy, we love each other. We are the first 25 people who are living with HIV, I mean who are positive with HIV/AIDS, and then we are example for others to come out just like us. So we are happy now to see when other people are coming out and help themselves. They were in bed, now They are working, they are trying to help themselves. We love each other. Yes, we are working hard.
It's amazing. It's such an inspiring story to hear that you support each other and you love each other. It's very emotional, and it's very lovely to hear that, and we're proud to sell your goods at our fairs. Thank you very much.
We also want to thank you for next time as well. If you just keep helping us, if you try to sell our products, we will continue making them.
Of course, we would love to.
From the beginning, the women, they are working individual. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows where they are. They always never get a benefit. But when they are in association, when people help them, they become strong. They can sell their products for anybody. They share experience. They are powerful. It helps the country even because they can send their children to school. They have more money, and then they can buy more food. They can pay for their house rent, for anything. So I think it helps. They can afford their life.
Ethiopia has plenty of ambition, but without the support of organisations like Lucia, the people of Ethiopia will struggle to move forward. Lucia aims not to provide a quick fix for the problems, but to encourage forward-thinking and long-term solutions and lay the foundations for future generations to build upon. Self-help groups allow women to support and educate each other, providing a better standard of living for themselves and their families. Protecting vulnerable and orphaned children with shelter, food and education offers the hope and security needed to shape a positive future. And supporting local businesses by purchasing handmade products empowers women living with HIV and offers them the opportunities to continue providing for their families. It's clear changes in Ethiopia need to be made. Lucia's role is not to make these changes for the people, but to help the people make the changes for themselves.
I feel great hope for the future of Ethiopia. There is an infrastructure here for education and social support, but it's not available to everyone, and that's what we want to do. We want to get to the people who are not getting the education and social help. There are plenty of other projects that Lucia can support, and it's our hope that Lucia will continue to grow to help women and children to a bright future in Ethiopia.